Looks like Fleet of Fog has been pushing 2 destroyers into A. It's kind of actually surprising me because the Force is pushing A. I'm surprised they didn't roll 2 to B and then 1 to A. But what are you going to do? Looks like Fleet of Fog. Let's go to Hegzilla. Hegzilla is kind of a bit... He's the 1 DD on B cap right now, which I think is kind of interesting, honestly. Could potentially just get absolutely wrecked by anything that is... And he's not going to be able to pop any torpedoes in the situation. He's got 2 planes just sitting on him. 1 dive bomber from the enemy CV, but looks like he's getting some help from his friends, so he's going to be able to kind of pump out some damage, hopefully on torps, and be as sneaky as possible. A and B cap capped out, no problem. B cap still capping out. This is the same situation that happened last game, where Task Force didn't really push to a cap until later in the game. You know, Fleet of Fog is going to go up 2 cap, and that may not seem like a lot, but actually... Fleet of Fog, we're up to about 900 points right now, or at last game, and that's nothing to kind of not pay attention to, I guess. I mean, if you can get up to a high point and control 2 caps the entire game, those caps add up really quickly. Hegzilla takes an unlucky fire from all those incoming shots. But it looks like he's not going to be able to take too much more damage. Hegzilla just kind of still in the front right now. C-Cap's finally being taken by Task Force. I've noticed this in the past too. Task Force doesn't tend to push too many caps. They kind of see what happens, feels it out, and then not really rush in. So Crying Shipper and Benson and Church are going to be able to kind of push up. We'll see what these guys are kind of looking at. So these guys are going to be able to do a fantastic flank. And if you guys are watching those planes, I wonder if he's going for a juke, honestly. But those planes were landing really close, or disappearing relatively close, about 7 kilometers, and maybe he just wasn't able to see those. But that's something you gotta keep in mind, like, hey, there's the potential for a hero move of a aircraft carrier. But these guys, you know, these guys are really good CVs. They can play the mind games needed to potentially throw off a DD of trying to chase him down. We've seen that in past games before, that a DD was trying to chase to do the hero move of killing the CV. Yeah, they finally found the CV. He's way down at J1, so he's no real reason. But Crying Stripper is getting very, very close. So we can get a nice camera view for this. He's getting really close to 3 battleships. And what happens if you get within 19.2 kilometers of battleships? You send in torpedoes with a perfect sweep of torpedoes for this guy. He knows they're 100% detected. That was a fantastic sweep of these guys, but these guys are all going to have to turn broadside. A really, really good move by these guys, and Crying Stripper taking some big damage from those torps. He got a perfect cross on them. So all these torps are coming in right now. And these guys, down goes a Crying Stripper. Wow, wow, what a good shot by Wargen, man. And just like that, he was able to spot those torpedoes, and now all these guys are able to move out of the way. So that's how important a skilled CV is not only by controlling the air and by controlling vision on stuff, but it's by spotting these torpedoes. I mean, these guys, two destroyers within 9 kilometers of your entire battleship core, and now those guys know that. Oh, Sterling taking a big hit right there, all mathed out. That's pretty scary. Now these ones aren't noticed, so potentially Shin might take some decent damage from this, but that's a... Okay, there you go. They're spotted right there. I think Shin's going to take at least 2 from this, though. Ink's on Shots Ink on Church right now. Let's see if these math out. I doubt they will. I don't see why Church would be running. Church was a bit farther back, so if they math out, Shin needs to go buy a lottery ticket. 2 torpedo hits, just like that. Boom! But that's what you need. You need a CV that's able to scan the water for those torpedoes. If you know, then your whole battleship core can kind of rotate around. Rascally Rabbit down to about 3,600. Hegzilla, let's go to him. He's been in the kind of the trenches right now fighting with these guys. He's been on B cap ever since, pumping in those torpedoes. Looks like some of the guys are close enough, potentially. And Cadis' way. Cadis was running a... Looks like maybe they switched up. Wait, now I'm confused. Oh no, Kedis was running. Okay, Kedis has ran an Otago in the past, so Rascally Rabbit could potentially go down by Hegzilla right now. Hegzilla's sitting about 8,500, Rascally Rabbit on about 3,600, and that's only a couple salvos from a Benson. It looks like Hegzilla might try to just go dark, reset, come back. He knows they're there. Raytheon down to about 8k. That's about one salvo from one of those battleships. Those torpedoes coming in. Probably not going to stick on too many things. Let's go to, what do we got? Fog Battleship Montana. Let's go to him really quick and see what he's looking at. Because they're slowly backing up. They're trying to get their distance right now. Maybe get some resets. Maybe try to go dark and kind of get the communicator and say, hey, what do you want to do? What are we trying to attack? We're down a destroyer right now. So the other team does have the advantage. But the other team has some very, very low ships. We know that one destroyer. It looks like Shin maybe did take a torpedo right there. That's awesome by Hegzilla if he did connect that. Because that means he most likely got flooding and is taking damage. So he's going to be sitting on that dot for as long as he can. Shin could potentially go down right now. 9,000 damage left. Hegzilla pushing up. He's contending that cat because he knows somebody's in it. He knows at least the destroyers are. Shin with about 6,000 left. Shots are in right now. About 4,000 left. It looks like he did have a repair just in time. Battleship Montana sitting on 3 fires, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's a big tick right there. Almost. There's a heal at least. That's going to help him out a little bit. But he's going down about 900 a tick right there, if not more. Hegzilla taking some big shots right now. With only about 5,300 more life left, they could potentially take him out and go down. They could drop another destroyer. Hegzilla trying to dodge and weave as much as he can. Fire on him with only about 1,900 life, 1,800. The shots are still coming in. Saturate the area if they can. Smoke up. But will that save him 1,500 life? Hopefully he has a repair, else that fire is going to be deadly. Planes are in. So this is the time where you could potentially just launch your planes and just, as long as you can spot that destroyer, Evant goes down, so at least they not take the ship down. But Hegzilla, if he doesn't have repair, he's definitely going down. Shots are in. What a shot by Wargen. No way he was spotted. Knew he was in the general area, and down he goes. And now, just like that, Fog, they're down 2 Bensons. They only have 1 left. Church, who's relatively low over there. Able to be pseudo-aggressive, though, putting some cross shots in. And Task Force Apocalypse only losing 1 battleship. So the Fog's advantage was having the 3 Bensons to only the 2. And boom, just like that, they're down 1 to 2. So big swing right there. Their advantage was having more destroyers, and now they're only down basically a battleship. Rescue Rabbit's pretty low, too. Looks like Montana is also relatively low. Switch to Congo, see what he's kind of looking at right now. It looks like Church is kind of just backed. He may try to smoke up his battleships, which wouldn't be a bad idea. If I was these guys, I would maybe try to rotate some smokes. Right now, it's only Church, and Church almost taking a shot right there from Evant. That would have been terrible. But Rescue Rabbit's sitting there with about 3,000 life at a distance, and only really the 1 salvo from a battleship or even from the Tago. So. We got Shigiri. Let's go to him really quick and see what he's up to. Fog Destroyer, Shigiri. He's in front, though, trying to get into that smoke so he doesn't get spotted, but that's a lot of battleships that are kind of looking his way, saying, hey, what does the battleship like to do? We like to murder cruisers. And there's one. There's their lone one. Sterling Archer about 10 kilometers away. Mega Dude 9.3. Send it his torps, put out some potential damage. Set those guys on fire, and there's a shot coming in. Complete miss. Good miss by that. But there's the Benson right there. Shigiri, hopefully, maybe trying to swing that ass around, maybe get 1 more set of torps in, but this is going to be the problem right now. Look at Yamato. Just slowly doing the old, the moonwalk right here, if you will. Got that Amagi angle right there. There's not much you can really do it when you're angled like that against an Amagi. Maybe knock out a front gun. Other than that, Sterling Archer about 11k away. 1 big hit could absolutely knock out any of these cruisers. Fog Battleship Yamato just taking Benson shots. I mean, from there, you're going to have to move. Battleship Congo going to be taking at least 1 torp. The Amagi's thin, but not really thin. Looks like he may have got lucky and maybe not. Oh, he prayed to the RNG gods and did not take a flooding there from the looks of it, unless he repaired it instantly. That's the kind of luck and that you really, really need. Rescue Rabbit at 9k. Shots are in. Let's see if they can knock him out. That'd be a great turning point for Fog Fleet. There we go. Evant not hitting the shots he needs, man. That's crazy. Evant takes out the first battleship with the only 2 kills on the enemy team. There we go. There's Church throwing down the smokes for his battleships, trying to protect his guys if he can. Maybe trying to get Congo to back up if he can. But that's what you do. Roll those smokes, protect your team. If you're down, use your advantage. What's your advantage? You guys have more battleships to them right now. So what do? Protect those guys as much as they can. There's no vision they're going to get from the enemy team. They only have 1 destroyer now. So where are they going to get the visuals? It's only going to be from planes. And if they can keep... Oh, down goes Shigiri, the 1 cruiser on Fog Fleet. That's a pretty, that's a swing right there right now. And Kedis way off to the left, going for the late flank right now. Yamato and Montana, the enemies when it comes to tier 10 battleship. Dude, I don't know, man. Shakir? What am I supposed to say? Help! The A of the NorCals. Oh, that might be a decent broadside from that. Shakiri. Evant goes down. That's a big loss for these guys. And looks like Montana's going to be taking at least two. At least two. Hopefully it doesn't take them flooding. At this tier, there's so much HE coming out from the battleships because you need that front on. I mean, a front on NorCal is very, very hard to penetrate with normal AP. So there's a lot of HE going out against these guys. So with that, it's really it's very, very important to try to hold your repairs as long as you can. So not taking flooding from that is some really good RNG. I mean, Fog Fleet, they're losing some guys now, and they're not able to kind of get the trades that they need. They're down 2 caps to 1. But not getting, I mean, getting these little rolls that could potentially work out for them. Oh, down goes Church. What a shot from Sterling Archer. Congo down about 1,700 life. Yeah, this is basically it. They got 3 battleships that could potentially take Rio down. But what do? Kedis is pushing in from the left. You got Sterling about 10k with 10k torpedoes, and you got battleships pushing down. Down goes Congo. Wasn't much left from him. Let's get up and see if we can get a good action shot right here. They're hanging on. They need a reset. Only about 40 points left. Shots are in. What do you do if you're these guys? What do? You got to hit that shot. Maybe take out. Oh, the secondaries are going out. Danger close. And that is a GG. Just like that. Fog drops the second game. Man. Rough, rough, rough. They lost the 2 Bensons relatively quickly. They weren't able to kind of recover. Rascally Rabbit. I mean, look at that. Wargen just hitting shots, hitting that blind shot in the smoke. That was a fantastic shot. Kedis making that late push, that late flank. Kind of get all those guys to kind of rotate a little bit, give a little bit better broadside potentially. And Shokaku doing a really good job of controlling the sky, but just wasn't enough. The Bensons on Fog Fleet just weren't able to kind of pump out the damage and control the other Bensons. I mean, they only lost Rescue Rabbit, but that was kind of late in the game. And Evant hitting some big shots, takes down 2 ships. He was the only guy to actually snag any kills. Got a really good kill on Shin and a really good kill on Rescue Rabbit as well. But the Fog Fleet, just in both games, just weren't able to pump out that damage. And you know, do they move a little bit different? Maybe put up some smoke screens a little bit earlier. That was potentially what I would have done. You know, you have those destroyers, right? And honestly, I would have pushed probably 2 destroyers to B instead of the 1 to B. They rolled 2 to A, unless they're just trying to really set up for a potential really good flank. But you have the destroyer advantage. Why not just rotate smokes and shut off the visibility from the enemy battleships? Those guys are just wrecking you right now, having the 3 NorCals, especially front on. You know, potentially rotate the smokes. You know, 1 goes down, wait for the cooldown, wait for that smoke to go up. Then you do another one, then you roll another one, because you have the ability to keep out the other enemy Bensons, so then they're going to have no vision. The only vision they'll have is the airplanes in the sky. So what do? Control the enemy Bensons, keep an idea where they are, keep them away from the edges, on the edges of the smoke, and then you just keep pounding through from the backside of that smoke. You can't really hit what you can't see, although Wargen absolutely smoked. I forgot who it was. I think it was Hegzilla in that smoke, so only Wargen can do it, but it's hard to hit what you can't see, you know? And of course, a battleship going back and forth in kind of a straight line, it's kind of hard to really justify where they are, but you have a general idea, but consistently, it's really hard to hit what you can't see. You know, if they keep moving eventually left and right, back and forth, you can only guess so many times to get it right. So a really good job by Task Force Apocalypse. Smoked them 2-0.